Mabuhay, good day everyone. My name is Maria Ellen P. Onyot and welcome to another video presentation where we talk about Chapter 16 of this course of Philippine Tourism Law, in which the title is The Formalities of Entry in and Exit from the Philippines. So as global mobility increases, the regulation of who enters and exits a country becomes even more crucial, not only for security, but also for promoting tourism trade and international cooperation. So today we will explore Chapter 16 of Philippine Tourism Laws, which focuses on the formalities of entry in and exit from the Philippines. So this chapter outlines the various legal requirements, classifications, and procedures that govern how foreign nationals may enter or leave the country, from visa requirements to deportation laws, and from special investors' visas to the dual citizenship policies. Each section reflects the balance the Philippines to seek to maintain between being a welcoming nation and safeguarding its sovereignty. As future professionals in tourism hospitalities, understanding these legal formalities allows us to guide travelers properly, ensure compliance with immigration protocols, and contribute to a system that supports both national development and international engagement. So before we start our proper discussion, may I present to you the lesson objectives first for this chapter. So here's the lesson objectives for this topic. So students are expected to first identify various government requirements for foreigners to enter the Philippines. Second is to explain the importance of a valid passport when traveling. Third is to enumerate the privileges of Filipinos covered by the Balikbayan program. And last but not the least is to discuss the dual citizenship law. So for our first topic, this is the admission requirements of Section 10. So Section 10 of the Philippine Immigration Act, or Commonwealth Act number 613, sets forth the foundational requirements for all foreign nationals entering the country. So every foreign visitor must present first a valid passport or official travel document which serves as proof of identity and nationality. We also have the valid immigration visa issued by a Philippine consular officer, appropriate for the purpose of the visit. Example given is tourism, business, study, and employment. So this requirement serves as the first line of defense in maintaining national security and ensure that all entrants are properly screened and documented. They also facilitate a structured and legal entry process, minimizing the risk of unlawful migration. For our next chapter is the categories of non-immigrants. So non-immigrants are individuals who enter the Philippines for a temporary purpose, without the intention to immigrate. Section 9 of the Immigration Act classifies them into 7 categories. So, temporary visitors, these are the tourists or business travelers on short-term stays. We also have the transient immigrants, in which they are the travelers merely passing through the Philippines en route to another country. We also have the seamen and crew members. These are the maritime and airline personnel entering while on duty. We do have the treaty traders or investors, in which foreign nationals from treaty partner countries who engage in trade or investments. We also have the foreign students, in which individuals admitted to study in recognized Philippine institutions. We also have the prearranged employment workers, in which they are the ones who enters with job contracts approved by the government. And last but not the least are the religious missionaries. So these are the ones who comes for religious or missionary work. So each category has distinct documentary requirements, permitted duration of stay, and allowable activities. So proper classification ensures immigration compliance and avoids potential abuse of visa privileges. So for our third topic, which focuses on admission under prearrangement employment. So foreign nationals who intend to work in the Philippines under prearranged employment must go through stringent procedures. First is obtain an Alien Employment Permit, or the AEP, from Department of Labor and Employment, or the DOLE. They are the one to demonstrate that the position cannot be filled by a Filipino worker. So, first is to present a legally binding employment contract detailing job responsibilities, salary, and duration. Second is to show proof that their skills are scarce or highly specialized, ensuring they add value rather than displace local labor. So this process ensures a balanced labor market and that employment-based migration benefits the Philippine economy. So, the fourth topic is the Balikbayan Program. So the Balikbayan Program is a special privilege for returning Filipinos and their families. It allows former Filipino citizens or their foreign spouses and children to stay in the Philippines visa-free for up to 1 year. So the family must enter the country together to avail of this privilege. So this initiative, backed by RA 6768, strengthens ties with overseas Filipinos and encourages them to contribute to tourism and investment. It also provides a more convenient and welcoming re-entry process for Filipinos who have adopted foreign citizenship. We do have the immigration policies for specific nationalities for our fifth topic. So the Philippines government tailors certain immigration policies to citizens of specific countries to balance democratic relations and national interests. For our Chinese nationals, while Chinese citizens must meet standard visa requirements, evolving bilateral ties have led to more streamlined visa processing, especially for tourists and investors. We do have the Indian nationals, in which Indian travelers are required to first obtain valid visas. Second is to show financial capability for their stay. Third is to provide return or onward tickets. So these requirements aim to prevent illegal stay and support legitimate business and tourism visits. So for our third one, which is the South African nationals, so in the post-apartheid era, previous restrictions were lifted to align with international human right norms. South African nationals now enjoy equitable treatment in immigration processes. So for our sixth topic, this is the passport requirements. So a valid passport is mandatory for all international travelers. So the Philippine government issues three types of passports. So first is the diplomatic passports. These are for the high-ranking officials and diplomats on foreign missions. We do have the official passports. These are for the government employee on official international business. And lastly is the regular passports, which is for ordinary Filipino citizens. So for foreign nationals, their passport must be valid at least 6 months beyond their intended stay. This requirement ensures compliance with international aviation and immigration protocols. Another topic, which is the visa requirements and special categories. So the Philippines has crafted special visas to attract foreign investments and promote economic development. So we have the treaty trader or investor visa. So this grants access to nationals from treaty countries to engage in substantial trade or investment. We do have the Subic Special Investors Visa or RA 7227, in which it provides permanent residence to foreign investors in the Subic Bay Free Port Zone. We also have the Special Economic Zone Visa or RA 17916, in which it issued to investors and employees in designated ecozones to boost industrial activity. We also have the Clark Economic Zone Visa or EOAT S 1993. This encourages development in the Clark area by facilitating foreign entry and investment. And last but not the least, our tourism-related investor visa or the EO number 63. So this promotes tourism infrastructure projects by giving incentives to foreign investors in the sector. So these specialized visas are tools for economic diplomacy, helping integrate the Philippines into the global trade and investment landscape. we do have the additional entry requirements for a topic. So aside from a valid passport and visa, immigration authorities may also require the immigrants to first proof of onward or return travel to ensure the traveler does not intend to overstay. Second is to have evidence of financial means like bank statements or sponsorship letters. The third one is the medical certificates or vaccination records, particularly during health crisis. So these additional controls support public health security and immigration regulation objectives. And now, let's move to another topic, which is the extension of stay. So foreigners seeking to remain longer than their permitted stay must first file for an extension with the Bureau of Immigration. Second is to provide a valid justification, such as continuing business, medical treatment, or academic study. And lastly is to pay the appropriate fees and penalties if applicable. So extensions are granted at the discretion of immigration officers and depend on compliance with existing laws. For our 10th topic, in which this inclusion of foreigners of Section 29. So Section 29 of the Immigration Act identifies categories of foreign nationals barred from entry, including first, individuals with contagious diseases that pose public health risk. Second is those with criminal backgrounds or histories of subversion. Third is persons likely to become public charges or financial burdens. Fourth one is unaccompanied minors under 15 unless they obtain a waiver of exclusion ground or WEG. So these provisions protect the nation from potential threats and ensures that those admitted are not liabilities. So for our 11th topic, this is the deportation of foreigners under Section 37. So Section 37 enumerates grounds for removal or expulsion from the Philippines. Illegal entry, overstaying or fraud in visa acquisition, criminal offenses, especially those involving moral turpitude. Third is national security threats or participation in political or subversive movements. Deportation serves as a corrective and protective mechanism, maintaining the rule of law and societal order. So now, let's move further to detention of foreign travelers under Section 25. So pending investigation or deportation, a foreign national may be detained first to onboard the ship or aircraft they arrive on in immigration detention facilities designed to handle such cases. So detention ensures due process while safeguarding national interest, especially in cases involving forged documents or violations of immigration rules. We do have also the exit requirements under Section 22A of Immigration Act. So before foreign nationals depart the Philippines, first they must secure an immigration clearance certificate or ECC, which confirms they have no pending legal cases or unresolved immigration issues. Second, settle any fines, taxes, or liabilities with government agencies. These requirements ensure a clean legal exit and help track immigration trends for security and policy making. For our second to the last topic, which is entitled Whole Departure Guidelines. So a whole departure order or HDO may be issued by the courts or the Department of Justice to prevent individuals facing legal proceedings from fleeing the country. Second is to protect victims' rights and uphold the judicial process. So HDOs are common in cases involving custody battles, tax evasion, criminal investigations, or government accountability cases. So that's all for chapter 14, and we will dive into chapter 15, which is our last topic. So this is the dual citizenship under Republic Act number 9225. So Republic Act number 9225, known as the Citizenship Retention and Reacquisition Act of 2003, allows natural-born Filipinos who lost their citizenship through naturalization in another country to reacquire Philippine citizenship without renouncing their current nationality. regain full civil, economic, and political rights, including the right to vote and run for public office. And lastly, is to own land, invest in businesses, and reside in the Philippines permanently. So applicants must take an oath of allegiance and submit necessary documents to the Bureau of Immigration. This law recognizes the realities of globalization and fosters a stronger connections between the Philippines and its diaspora. So we are now in the conclusion part. So the formalities governing entry and exit in the Philippines reflect a delicate balance between national security, public welfare, and economic openness. For tourism and hospitality stakeholders, understanding these legal structures is essential to ensure compliance, provide accurate guidance to international guests, and support the growth of a dynamic, welcoming tourism industry. So that's all for the chapter 15, the entry in and exit in the Philippines. So I hope you learned something. But before I end this video, I will leave an inspirational quote to ponder upon. So this quote is from Helen Keller, in which it says, "Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all." So I chose this quote as this reminds us that growth, purpose, and joy are found not in comfort zones, but in bold steps forward. Embracing life as an adventure means facing challenges with courage, welcoming change with open arms, and finding meaning even in uncertainty. It's in daring to dream, try, and fail that we truly come alive. So change is constant, and the only thing we can do is to adapt with it and embrace with these challenges. Again, this is Maria Ellen P. Onyot reporting about the chapter 15. I hope you learned something and see you next video.